Hello and welcome to Gar1onriva's Top 5s. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 Warhammer Fantasy models. I first fell in love with Warhammer Fantasy when I was, 11 years old? In the intervening 16 years, my interest in the hobby has gone up and down. The biggest change to my feelings towards Warhammer Fantasy was a few years ago when Games Workshop, killed it. Now, however, we have a confirmed return of the old world and square bases, so this seems like a good time to try and get back into it. To aid in that, I have chosen my 5 favourite models, or units of models, that were released under the banner of Warhammer Fantasy. 2 things to remember. First of all, these are my personal opinions, so please don't tell me I'm wrong, and these are incredibly subjective. We're talking 30 plus years of choice. I just wanted to reinforce that. Number 5. Maneater Pirate. The Ogre Kingdoms are a brutal lot. Some parts of the army book are really uncomfortable to read. To be honest, I'm not a massive fan, but they do have some rather good models. This probably comes from them being bigger so they can do more with the individual models. I had a few Ogre models on my shortlist, but the best of the lot is one of the Maneaters. Essentially, the Maneaters are mercenary ogres who travelled the world and picked up habits and equipment and dress from wherever they were. There's a ninja, an empire guy, one with a rolling pin for some reason, but my favourite is the pirate. I think it's a great model. He's got a parrot, he's got a treasure chest, he's got 2 guns, but my favourite bit is his choice of melee weapon. He wields an anchor, a literal ship anchor. It's both a striking image and a testament to his strength. I'm in the process of painting my own, but yeah, it's cool. Number 4. Queen Calda. My first fantasy army were the Tomb Kings. Before that I collected Necrons, who were futuristic metal skeletons, and then I moved on to ancient Egyptian skeletons. It was a big step forward in complexity from 40k, and an even bigger step from the Lord of the Rings models I collected before that, so in truth I didn't get very far with them. I still have most of them, but one model I never got was Queen Calda, and I regret it. It's a beautiful model. Comparatively, there isn't a lot to it, but it has a lot of personality. The snake's staff, the half face, the flowing cloak. It sucks that they completely discontinued Tomb Kings, because now you just can't get them except secondhand. I really hope they bring them back because I really want this model. Number 3. The Doom Wheel. I was umming and ahhing about this one, but I couldn't deny it a place in this list. Compared to the previous 2, which were each a single person, this is a contraption. Machine seems too organised. The Doom Wheel is an invention of the Skaven, a race of man-sized rats, that essentially functions like a treadmill that shoots lightning. And I don't use the comparison randomly, it's powered by hundreds of rats running inside the wheel. It has a driver and an engineer, and it cartwheels around the battlefield ploughing into people and shooting them. Looking at the model, it's incredible how much detail is in it. The rivets in the planks, the driver's goggles, every erratic wire and cable, each of the rats powering it. It really sums up the Skaven, who are my favourite fantasy army. I have one of these, but I've not started painting it yet. I got it around the time my interest was declining, but I would love to paint it and get it on my shelf. Number 2. The Dragon Knights. There are actually 2 versions of these models that I like. I'm not 100% sure which I prefer, but I have the newer of the 2, so I'll say that one. These are High Elf Cavalry. High Elves are my second favourite fantasy race, and I had begun painting these around the time I lost interest, but I didn't get far. To be honest, I'm finding it hard to qualify what I like about them. They're just so striking. Maybe that's the blue, white and silver of the official models. My High Elves are dark green and white, so I don't know exactly how the Dragon Knights will look in my colours, but I'm looking forward to finding out. The models are ornate and fearsome and clearly emulating the dragons after which they're named. The High Elves have some spectacular models, but these are definitely my favourites. And finally, number 1. The Screaming Bell. The reason I was umming and ahhing about the Doom Wheel is because this was my number 1. I was hesitant to have 2 Skaven models, but frankly they just have the best ones. I love them, and I love this one the most. It's essentially a portable bell tower rung by a disfigured rat ogre, or roger as I call them, and ridden atop by a spell-wielding horned rat. The Grey Seers are the best wizards of the Skaven, and the way it's riding on top of the ringing bell. Design-wise, this was so the Grey Seer wasn't lost among everything else going on, but it is a damn cool image. To give you some idea how much I love this model, I named my clan after it. Skaven society is split up into different clans who vie for superiority, and I named mine Clan Deathtoll. I used to write a blog detailing the lore of my Skaven army, but central to the clan's identity are the Screaming Bells. They're the coolest thing in the Skaven army. I have one I've not painted, and they perfectly recreated it in Total Warhammer 2. I was amazed to see how well they did it. And that's all for this list. Please comment below with your favourite Warhammer Fantasy models, or Age of Sigmar ones if you absolutely must. I'm open to doing lists for the Lord of the Rings models and Warhammer 40k as well. Please comment suggestions for future top or bottom 5s, and remember that you can vote for next month's top 5 by pledging to my Patreon linked in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you later.